Hey everybody, what's going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for you all. So today we're coming back to Agido Tearlaments yet again. I'm gonna try to get some more live games in with the deck. I've been having a lot of fun recording the live gameplay with Tearlaments, so if you like it, then definitely look forward to more of it. I think, when possible, I would love to do this format over replays. As I've mentioned in the past, I think it's, with this deck, just so much easier to get my thought process out in each individual game. If I'm doing it live, the replays, like, there's just too many things happening too quickly. I end up having to pause the game all the time to explain what's happening, and I just don't like the flow of that. So, yeah, definitely am liking these live tier games, and I hope you all are too. So I'm doing some more testing with this Jesse Cotton build, as I've come to call it, because it pretty much is Jesse Cotton's MCS winning build, although I am still thinking about possibly making some adjustments. As I've discussed before, I would like to include a copy of Foolish Burial Goods or a copy of Diviner of the Heralds, and then Baron in the extra deck as well. Thinking about possibly dropping some combination of one of the talents, one of the crows, one of the screams. I think those would be our flex spots in this deck. I think everything else pretty much is core here, honestly. Which really is just goes to show that the Tearlaments list, I do think, is getting more and more solved over time. There are still, of course, a ton of different engines and just things in general that you can play in the deck, and with Instant Fusion getting banned soon, we'll likely just replace that with like a one of Foolish Burial Goods. But even with that coming up, I still think that builds are definitely starting to get to a place where they are more and more kind of honed in and solved, at least as far as the main deck goes. The extra deck, I think, is definitely not the same case, because this extra deck really only has like 10 core cards, right? Like, I consider Kitkallos, Dragostapelia, Rulkallos, Kaliedo-Heart, Dweller, that's what, 5 right there, 6 Redoer, 7 Zeus, 8 Dark, 9 Elf, and then Mudragon, honestly, 10. Yeah, I think those are like the only like real necessary cards in this extra deck. The other spots do tend to be more flex spots. In my case, I'm playing the Zoodiac package of 3 cards, Bagooska and Aussa at this current time. But you could play like IP plus Avermax, IP plus Underworld Goddess. You could play... there's another link that I'm just blanking off the top of my head, but between the links and the rank 4s, you could play like Exciton Knight, you could play the Winda Shadal package. There's a whole bunch of, you know, different things that you could play. Dark Law as well, if you're playing the Masked Hero, the Masked Change Shoe rather than the main deck. As far as this build goes, I really like it. I particularly do like the DD Crows, but it's not always necessary. I liked having a little bit more gas, so might end up going back to that build as well. Today, I'm going to be doing some more live gameplay, as I mentioned. The idea here is that I am testing for not one, but 2 tournaments this weekend. There's MCS week number 11 on Saturday, and then we have on Sunday our first official Konami Master Duel tournament for North America, I believe, hosted by the side deck. I think at the time that this video goes out, those tournaments may have already been completed, but in any case, I will definitely be posting how I'm doing on Twitter and stuff if you're curious in the future about following tournament updates. But in any case, let's go ahead and break down this list. As always, then we'll jump into some live games. So, for this list, we are playing 3 DD Crow, 3 Maxx, 2 Tearlaments Merrli, 2 Tearlaments Havnis, 1 Fairy Tale Snow, 2 Tearlaments Scheiren, 3 Tearlaments Reinoheart, 2 Keldo the Sacred Protector, 3 Mudora the Sword Oracle, 2 Kelbek the Ancient Vanguard, 2 Agido the Ancient Sentinel, 1 Terraforming, 1 Instant Fusion, 3 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Primeval Planet's Perlerino, 2 Tearlaments Scream, 3 Tearlaments Scream. We have 3 Infinite Impermanence, 1 Tearlaments Cryme, and then 2 Tearlaments Sulliek. There's our main deck. For the extra deck, we're on 1 Mudragon of the Swamp, 1 Tearlaments Kitkallos, 1 Predaplant Dragostapelia, 1 Tearlaments Rulkallos, 1 Tearlaments Kaliedo-Heart, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Zoodiac Drident, 1 Zoodiac Boarbow, 1 Zoodiac Chakanine, 1 number 41 Bagooska, the terribly tired Tapir, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Divine Arsenal, AA-ZEUS Sky Thunder, 1 Aussa the Earth Charmer Immovable, 1 Dark the Dark Charmer Gloomy, and then 1 Sprite Elf. So there's our list. Let's go ahead and go into some gameplay now. Alright, we're going to hop in with our first duel of this session here. It's Phil Cowens. I feel like that's funny, actually. That's a good one. Alright. Gonna go second here. Yeah, I've said this before, but the Tearlaments mirror match is definitely one of those matchups where the coin flip tends to matter less. You would still prefer to go first, but going second isn't usually as big of a deal. This hand is really good for going first, but for going second, I don't know. It's going to depend on how our opponent opens, but if our opponent has like an average or less than average opening as far as like quality, then I think we can expect to pull out ahead. Set monster is a very good sign, and then passing back to us. Wow. Interesting. I wonder if it's like a mirror match, but they were just completely bricked up, and that's just like an Agido or something, but I'm definitely going to start by activating Perlerino here. My opponent's probably just going to concede. Oh, okay. No snap concede, so that's good. We're definitely going to get Scheiren because we already have Reinoheart and Merrli here. I'm going to proceed to normal summon Reinoheart next. And if this resolves, I'm going to send Merrli and infuse for Kitkallos. But it's going to respond with Havnis. It's going to make our triple attack live. So that's pretty good. Let's see what they end up milling here. Nothing relevant. Alright, beautiful. Alright, we're going to go ahead and send that Merrli. We also get to triple attack as soon as we get a chance to activate that. But I'm going to fuse for Kitkallos first. Ooh, opponent's going to respond with a Maxx C. Yeah, we could special summon both of these before the Maxx C even drops. Let's definitely do that now. Or I guess no, just one of them, that's right. Probably should have summoned the Kelbek then. No, you know, you could actually argue that the Kelbek would be better in my hand. Okay, you could also argue here for fusing for Kaliedo-Heart and not even going for the... what do you call it? No, I think the Kitkallos is still better to get here, right? Because we still get to... we'll just destroy the face... oh, are we going to destroy the face-down card? What if we fused for Kaliedo-Heart and then shuffled back the face-down monster, didn't activate Perlerino? Well, we could still do that with Kitkallos anyway. We'll just do it this way, right? And I'm going to use, actually, the Merrli in hand to fuse with, because I think what I'm going to do is just make an Abyss Dweller with these two. Okay, so I'm going to activate this, but I'm not going to activate Perlerino here. Actually, if this face-down monster is a Shuffler or a Miller... well, if it's a Miller, that doesn't proc. If it's a Shuffler, it doesn't matter. If it's a Tearlament name, then it matters. I don't want to take the chance. I'm just not going to activate here. Now, I could bounce the Havnis back to my opponent's hand, but I don't want to do that here because my opponent's going to get a draw with Maxx C. I'm going to add... we'll just get Cryme here. Yeah, we'll just get Cryme. So now we'll have Cryme, Dweller. I'm going to peek at my opponent's hand with triple attack as well. I think I should just battle first. Yeah, let's do that. Like, we can battle over the Havnis. Battle here. Okay, it was an Agido. And then smack him for 28. Now we go into Abyss Dweller with these two. Throw that over here. That will give them another draw, but now that now we're not going to special summon anymore, so now we're going to triple attack and look at their hand. Let's see. Kelbek, Scheiren, triple attack, Scream. You know, I might actually end up doing a monster effect during their turn. And I think this triple attack is going to mess me up more than anything, so I'm going to put that back. Because Dweller, I don't care about Kelbek or Scheiren or Scream, really, because of Dweller. Any of those because of Dweller. I'm going to put back their triple attack. Let's set the Scream, and then I'm going to pass to my opponent. I'm not going to shotgun Dweller during the draw phase because they could draw Imperm, and I don't want to I don't want to have to use my Scream against that. I'm going to wait for them to play a card first. Okay, so now that Scream is on the field, now we shotgun Dweller. Detach the Agido, so that way my Dweller stays at 2200 attack points here. No response to the opponent, so they have Scheiren, Kelbek, and one unknown card in their hand. I don't need to Cryme, so I don't think I will. I'd rather save that for something scarier. Okay, there's the Merrli they drew for turn. They have a Mudora in their yard now as well. Let's see if the Scream mills them. Is there a need to Kelbek here? No, it's fine. They have a Keldo in their yard now as well. There actually is a need to Kelbek here, so that way I don't end up losing... Oh, but you know what? I am still going to lose my Dweller to Scheiren, because they get to battle over it. I totally forgot about the attack drop from Scream. What's their last card in hand? It's Kelbek. Yeah, I also don't want them to summon a Dweller here, so they get to just normal summon this again and battle over my Dweller that way, but this way they don't get to make a Dweller of their own here. They do have 2 Shufflers in the yard to be mindful of, and they can just concede. Alright, that's good. Alright, so that was a pretty solid mirror match for our first duel here. Beautiful. Yeah, let's just go straight to the next one. Alright, hopping in with our next duel here. Against Drunk Walker. Nice. Hey, won the coin flip. Love to see it. We're going to take the first turn. And hope our opponent doesn't concede as soon as we start doing tier stuff. It's always the hope. Just to get a nice, solid game in. Alright, this hand is incredible. Wow, this hand is stupid good. Opponent's got a Maxx C though. Or they might have a Maxx C. Sometimes that's just due to connection. I don't want to say issues, but like sometimes I feel like that's the connection dropping, but sometimes it can be indicative that they have a card. We already have Reinoheart, right, and Havnis. So here, I think we just get a Scheiren. Seems pretty good. All right, everybody scream, and Reinoheart. See what we mill here. Havnis, Kelbek, and Sulliek. That's pretty darn good. I'm going to send Merrli here. And I'm going to proc Merrli and Sulliek, but I think that's going to be it. I don't want to proc the other Havnis, or rather the Havnis effect, the other Fuser, because I want to actually resolve my Kitkallos, and I don't want to proc the Kelbek because I think my opponent could probably end up milling me. Also, don't want to proc the Havnis because I have a Havnis in my hand, and I can pitch that with Scheiren and then proc it that way as well, which it looks like is going to be relevant here. Let's go ahead and add Merrli to hand off of this Sulliek. That way I can summon this off the I can summon this off the Kitkallos, and then I can use Kitkallos to search something else. Before I do anything else, I'm going to use Triple Tack to take a peek at my opponent's hand and see what's going on here. Okay, opponent's on flow. They have the token called by the Winds Unexplored. That's what it is. I'm definitely going to put back the Advent of Adventure, though, because without it, the rest of the hand does not have any natural plays, so to speak. So let's go ahead and activate Scheiren's effect. Summoning her in attack mode. I'm going to discard the Havnis. It's also really nice to have that information that my opponent's on flow, because now I get to know to activate my Kelbek, and I know I don't have to shotgun into Dweller before I do that. So that's nice. Beautiful. Oh, this is a lovely chain link. Actually, what's in my graveyard? I should have looked back to see if there's anything I wanted to shuffle. No? Okay, so we'll add the Cryme. Now we get to add either Havnis or Sulliek off of our Kitkallos. And speaking of Kitkallos, let's go ahead and summon her. I'll use Havnis, and then one of the tiers in my graveyard. Let's use the other Havnis. Put both of them back in the deck. Alright. Here is Kitkallos. Let's go ahead and activate her effect as well as my Reinoheart's effect but I'm not going to activate Perlerino. There's no need to do that here. So I think off of Kitkallos, I am going to have to end up searching a Merrli, because I just sent a Merrli off of Reinoheart. Although, ooh, do I have a Merrli in my deck? I don't. That's a little awkward, but it's actually not that big of a deal at all. Let's just get... Oh, I can summon Merrli from the yard. It actually literally doesn't matter, because this deck's insane. This deck actually just does everything. Sometimes you forget, you know, a deck is so good that it actually just does literally everything, but that is what this deck is. Alright, let's sack this off, and bring back that Merrli, summon her over here in defense mode. Mill 8, feel great as we're doing it. And then after that, we have like a whole swath of extra deck monsters we can make. So Rulkallos actually doesn't end up doing anything here, and I think of my shufflers, really, which is a bit of a shame. Our mills didn't really end up doing anything either, did they? I'd like to get a monster to my hand. Ooh, I didn't think about that earlier, except for Cryme. Yeah, I should have added something I could have sent off Sulliek. I think it's fine, though. Alright, so let's go ahead and make Time Thief Redoer with you and you. And have I used Scheiren this turn? I'm trying to think. I don't think I have. DD Crow blanked Merrli, and then I used Havnis, so... yeah, let's make a Kaliedo-Heart here. Yeah, I think that's good. I think it's good to have a Kaliedo-Heart. No, it's Dragostapelia here, not Kaliedo-Heart. What am I saying? Somehow I always forget Dragostapelia is an option. I'm like, oh yeah, we can do that too. But yeah, against flows, I like Dragostapelia. I have 19 cards in my graveyard. It's a lot of cards. Let's go ahead and summon a Fairy Tale Snow. Especially because we don't even like need shufflers against flow, so... alright, we already have Perlerino out, so we can definitely get rid of these. Don't need that. Don't need that. And we can get rid of a Kelbek here, that's fine. Alright, now I'm actually gonna end up going for my Zoodiac line here, I think. Yeah, I actually like the idea of having a Zoodiac here, like a Drident to pop like a magnificent map if my opponent top decks that. I was gonna say, depending on what's in my opponent's hand, but we know what's in their hand. It's Token, Called By, and Unexplored Winds. So if our opponent activates Unexplored Winds, we can probably just go ahead and pop that as well. Alright, I'm gonna set the Sulliek and the Cryme. Yeah, it's gonna go ahead and do it for me, I think, for this turn. I'm gonna flip this to on, or Redoer comes back. Too bad this doesn't come back sooner, otherwise I could have made Sprite Elf and actually protected those two. Ideally, I would have liked to have done that, but this is fine. In a perfect world, we actually managed to rip their Unexplored Winds and stick it on Redoer here. Alright, so opponent's hand is Token, Called By, Unexplored Winds, and one unknown card. Alright, let's activate Time Thief Redoer's effect. That's the Call By that our opponent's getting prompted to respond with. We took a monster, we took a Stree. Got it, okay. Let's see what they've got. Okay, here's Unexplored Winds. I don't think this doesn't do anything when destroyed, right? You may reveal up to 2... Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this now, I think. Definitely gonna detach Fairy Tale Snow to do that. And if our opponent wants to try to Call By and banish Snow, we definitely have the materials engraved to summon her. And we actually have 2 monster effect negates, the Dragostapelia and the Sulliek. We'll use the Sulliek first, because that'll trigger Merrli, which will trigger Perlerino as well. Okay, so there goes Unexplored Winds. So it's Token, Call By, and a Scoop. Great. Beautiful. Alright, so that's a pretty nice turn 1 against Flandres. It also goes to show how important having information is and what you can do with it, because Dragostapelia plus Drident is definitely not a inboard you would normally go for. But again, specifically Flaunderies, it's a great inboard to have. And again, because of the triple tack, we had that knowledge, which was very nice. So let's go ahead and go to the next duel here. Alright, firing up this next game here. See what we end up against. We've done a mirror and a flow so far. Going second. Alright. So going second, I'm looking to open DD Crow, Maxx, and Imperm, and Havnis. Pretty much those 4 cards. We have a DD Crow. Oh, you know, Kelbek and, well, mostly just Kelbek, but Kelbek's definitely not bad either. DD Crow, Kelbek, okay, I'm relatively satisfied with that. Opponent's on Live Twins, starting with Live Twin Kitkallos. Twin Sprite, I wonder? We'll see. It is Twin Sprite. Okay, there's the Sprite Red. That makes the DD Crow definitely less impactful here. Let's see. So I'm going to start by normal summoning Reinoheart. Well, okay, I guess how this game plays out is very much going to... We'll have to see if our opponent's on the Artifact Scythe line or not. The carrot, too. That's rough. I'm trying to remember how this combo line goes. So now you... Oh, you have a jet, too. Oh, you just have everything. Okay. But yeah, they can go into Elf. They can bring back the Kitkallos. That lets them summon the Kitkallos, summon the Leela for the Kitkallos Link. They get to draw a card. And they have more than enough stuff to go for Dogda if they are, in fact, on the Artifact Scythe line. Let's definitely activate DD Crow here. They're just going to sack... Actually, do I? Let me think about this for a second. They just sack the jet to it, but... Am I going to have a better opportunity to use this? Not really. Also get some material off their field. Why not? Plus there are advantages to having DD Crow in the graveyard. Fusing for Mudragon, there's like a world where that's relevant. I imagine you just red sack. There's no way you don't red sack jet here, right? If our opponent doesn't, that's something. That's really something. I would very much like that, but... There we go. Yep. Alright, there's the play. Oh, they have an E-Telly too. That's what they were trying to figure out. Oh, E-Telly? Okay. Alright, what are we E-Tellying for? Gamma? Okay, just Gamma. I was really intrigued for a second. I was like, wait a second, E-Telly. I've never seen this in Twin Sprite before. Excuse me. Wow, that's good. Yeah, that lets them keep the red and the carrot up. Yep, and like I said, now they go for the Leela. Leela summons Kitkallos. They draw a card, so they have Smashers and 2 Unknowns in hand after the draw. Yeah, I don't think I have enough in my hand to play out of this, just in general. Alright. But we'll see. Our opponent actually didn't... One thing you're actually, quote-unquote, supposed to do is you're supposed to link these two for another Kitkallos. That way you can summon back Leela to pop during your opponent's turn as well. Opponent didn't do that here, and we actually drew a Mudora. That was a really good top deck. I might not actually be quite as dead as I thought I was, especially because we have the triple tax as well. So yeah, Mudora, send Kelbek. I'm absolutely going to mill with the Kelbek. Opponent's going to chain a Sprite Elf, probably getting back the... They get back blue. I generally think you get back Jet here, actually. I see people do this all the time. I think, generally speaking, it's better to have the starter than a random level 2 monster, but... Oh, they actually don't get to negate this because they have to activate the blue effect first, and they can't respond directly with the red. That's really, really good for me, actually. I'm very, very glad they brought that back when they did. That's a misplay I've made before, too, but... If I recall correctly, they actually don't get a chance to negate with red because they have to activate blue instead. Like, blue is the first optional effect that they get prompted to activate, and red has to be activated directly in response to my Kelbek. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm just wrong. Good. As I was saying that, I was like, wait, that's not right, is it? That doesn't feel right. Yeah, shuffling back doesn't do anything here, so... It does, however, do something now, which I will definitely respond with this Mudora. Because it would have just destroyed my Mudora anyway, this coming back, and I think that's the only thing I want to put back. Do I want to put Gamma back? It could be a brick for them. There's not really any reason. I don't know, whatever, I'll do it. I don't think it's really going to matter, but I'll put their Gamma back. In the world where they actually top deck that, it matters, but... Oh no, I was supposed to put back their other Leela, duh, because they can get back any Leela monster. This doesn't target. Okay, so... They've used red, they haven't used carrot. What's in my yard? Let me try to activate... okay, here. Here's the problem. I'm gonna normal summon this Reinoheart, and they're gonna chain Starter, or Smasher, I mean. And I get to summon Mudragon, but that doesn't even battle over the carrot, which would be really nice if it did. Alright, well, let's... I guess let's just do it. It's a shame if... Oh, wow, no chain. That's... Oh, they just chain it to this effect, that's right. Now you chain Smashers, right? You don't? That's a misplay. I think that's a misplay anyway. Actually though, it might not be because I don't think this Kitkallos is gonna get banished. And that's gonna be a bit of a problem, but at least we get a search off the Kitkallos. I think my opponent should have Smashered there. I mean, I guess that does bank on the fact that I don't have another thing to fuse with in hand, and I can still make a Mudragon with a DD Crow in the yard. Yeah, here's Smashers. Smashers on Kitkallos, yep. Unless by some miracle they banish the, I was gonna say the carrot, but there's no way you ever do. Let's see. Yeah, I've already normaled. I guess we just get Havnis here to use during our opponent's turn. Wait a second. No. We get Havnis here. Because we don't have anything in our yard, right? No. Okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, we get Havnis here, and then when our opponent activates Carrot, then we can chain Havnis. So, like, we're technically not out of plays yet. If this resolves, what mode do I want, is the question. If this resolves, I think I actually want to draw 2 cards here. This is a rare case where, not that it was ever going to resolve, but yeah, this is a rare case where I think draw 2 is the correct answer. Alright, now we can special this Havnis that we just searched. Oh, we actually... Oh, we had to search Havnis with Kitkallos, that's right. Alright, we milled a Merrli. That's really unfortunate. That's the one we've already used, so that actually doesn't do anything. Alright, our opponent doesn't have any Leela monsters in their graveyard, right? No? Alright, so I'm just gonna battle over this Sprite Elf here. But I think we're probably just dead anyway. We have a Shuffler in here? No, we don't even have a Shuffler. That would have been really good if we did. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to pass here. I do not think this one's gonna end up being a W, but it's all good. They can't all be winners. And our opponent got off to a really, really good start. Our opening hand was, oh geez, that was weird. Just looking back at our opening hand, like, it definitely wasn't bad by any means, but the second triple attack always... See, this is kind of why I'm not a huge fan of 3 triple attack. Opening 2 is really awkward. I think 2 might be exactly the right amount of triple attack. That's kind of why I want to replace one of these with a Foolish Burial. Because, like, imagine if one of these had been a Foolish Burial Goods. Our hand would have been a lot better, and it actually, I think, would have been enough to have plays. This is exactly, actually, the reason why I initially took out 1 triple attack for a single Foolish Burial Goods. A card I do think is very, very good in this deck. Because I see some people reacting to the limit of it, like... I don't even know what deck plays this card right now, and it's like, no, well, Tearlament does, and it's actually really good in Tearlament. It's literally search any Tearlament monster, because you just send the Sulliek. And conditionally, if you have Cryme or Heartbeat, and those are relevant, you could do one of those as well. Is this lethal? Oh, my opponent added a Gamma Burst. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, but I glimpsed that out of the corner of my eye earlier, which definitely makes this lethal. Alright. Well, again, can't win them all, man. This was a decent... I don't know if it was a decent back... It was a decent back and forth. We had a pretty good game, and also explored a reason why I think maybe a Foolish Burial Goods might be worth it over the 3rd triple attack. Let's go ahead and try to get one more duel in here. Alright, so this is going to be our last game for this video. Alright, we are going second yet again. See how well we open. I do like having the DD Crows a lot because it makes going second a lot less scary, honestly. Just having the additional disruption is really nice. Ooh, we have a Maxi and an Imperm. That's not bad, although we do still need some amount of live draws here. Any Tearlament monster would do. I'd take literally any single one of them. I'd also take a Terraforming or a Perlerino. Yeah, I definitely want to fire off this Maxi during my opponent's draw phase to play around the triple attack, which is becoming more and more common from what I've seen on ladder. What else would be good? Okay, so we have 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11. So we have like about a 1 in 3 chance to draw a pretty good live card here. Mudora is not one of those cards, but it's not the worst draw I guess we could have gotten. Is that really a reason for me to activate Scream right now? So I'm just going to summon this Mudora and then smack my opponent. And then set Imperm and hope that Mudora plus Imperm is enough disruption for them to not do anything. Which one of those back rows do they set first? The one on the left? Alright, that's the one I'm going to set Imperm next to, but kind of want to be a little... Try not to be suspicious about it, you know? Okay, they do end up flipping up Gravekeeper's Trap. What are they going to add here? Keldo, okay. So, they have the water background, which actually makes me think they're on Tearlaments. That comes up, that's a little more relevant than you might think it is, honestly. Okay, opponent's going to special the Keldo, pitching a Mudora, that's fine. I wonder if they're actually on tiers, though. Adding an Agido. I don't think, do any of the Mudora monsters, or Mudora, do any of the Ishizu monsters have more than 1500? No, I don't think they did. I didn't think they did. Okay, opponent's got a Dweller, but I actually don't care about this Dweller, honestly. Like, that sounds weird, but it's true. Because of this Imperm. Whenever they activate Dweller, I can just flip up Imperm. Even if they don't end up needing to activate Dweller, I can... Oh, they're activating it now? Oh, they're gonna put my Shuffler. Wait, what? That's so greedy. That is so greedy and not right at all. They're trying to... I think they're trying to blank my Shuffler, but I'm definitely just gonna chain Dweller in response to this. Or, I mean, Mudora, rather. And put their Mudoras back. I think I see what they were trying to do there. I don't agree with it at all. I think they were trying to use Dweller to use one of their 2 Mudoras to put my 1 Mudora back. Or were they just gonna go for Zeus? Was this the plan the whole time? Oh, that must have been the plan the whole time. Well, I mean, we definitely just Imperm here. Do we definitely Imperm here? Do we actually definitely Imperm here? Because if I don't, my opponent loses their Gravekeeper's Trap in their back row. And I don't really care if I lose these. I'm gonna let it resolve. Alright. Now I am going to Imperm. Not even to negate the Zeus, but to negate the Gravekeeper's Trap. I actually kind of don't like that my opponent gets to save their back row, but I guess we get to save our Cryme, so... Well, it also saves their Gravekeeper's Trap. Yeah, I should have thought about that a little bit more. I should have actually let that resolve. Well, then they would have gotten to add a Kelbek. Oh my god, they picked my best top deck, which I decidedly did not get. I got a Sulliek. Ugh, gross. Alright, I'm just gonna set this... and this. And I'm just gonna pass. Oh, this is not good. My opponent gets to get some really good value off of this Gravekeeper's Trap. I've actually considered teching this myself. Oh, they're foolish burrowing goods to send the exchange of spirit, aren't they? No, they're just gonna do Sulliek. Even as I said that, I was like, no, you just, even now, you just Sulliek and do your plays, because you already have Keldo in the yard. And I have nothing in my yard. But I suspect my opponent is on that. I've actually thought about playing that engine myself. Yeah, so with this one, I mean, this one I think just came down to, we just did not open a great opening hand. That's, you know, gonna happen sometimes, and it's very important to recognize that when you're testing as well. There are just occasions where you just don't open a great opening hand. I think the thing that could have potentially made the most difference here is if I didn't just fire off the Maxx during my opponent's first draw phase. And this is actually kind of a niche reason why. There is a world where I actually got to draw cards off that Maxx and it did end up mattering. But at the same time, I don't think it was still necessarily 100% right to do that as a result. Because, well, the result is that it would have been 100% right, but you got to think about the information we had when we activated the Maxx, which was none. I still think in a vacuum, it's generally right to not Maxx during the main phase if possible, to play around triple tack. Like I said at the beginning of the duel, triple tack is becoming an increasingly common tech in Tearlaments, and let's see, our opponent's got it right here, and yeah, I think that ultimately we made the right call given the information we had, which was none. The other thing too is that, like, and this is another instance of results-oriented thinking, is that when you actually Maxx in a way that blanks the triple tack, I'm actually going to take a sip of water so that my throat's getting a little parched here. But as I was saying, when you actually, oh god, words brain. When you triple tack, or when you play around triple tack by Maxxing during the draw phase, that's never something you're gonna see the result of necessarily, right? Like, you're never going to see the triple tack get activated because you blanked it. But because you don't see the result, it's a lot easier to downplay in your head. Knowing about results-oriented thinking and being mindful of it, I think is actually very, very important to playing effectively. Hey, it's our other best card that we could have top decked, but actually it doesn't matter at all here because our opponent's got a Rulkallos. Sad, if we had even one Tearlament monster, we could even have Cryme up, but alas, not going to be enough to do it. I'll just show my opponent what I'm on here. Pay 1,000, and then enter the scoop phase. Alright, so I think that was actually a decent bit of testing. You know, even you might think like, oh, well, but you lost 2 of the games. Like, was that still a decent round of testing? I think it was. I mean, 4 games is not a testing session, mind you. A testing session is many more games than that. But I do still think that was fine, because I think one of the main things that I gleaned from that was wanting the second Foolish Burial, or the Foolish Burial goods over the third triple tack. Opening 2 triple tack there kind of reminded me of why I didn't like playing 3 in the first place, which is something I had figured out when I did my initial testing last week for MCS Week 10. So, yeah, I think it just kind of reinforces that information. And you might think like, oh, well, you already knew that. How useful is that really to have relearned something you already knew? I think we should be keeping stuff like that in mind, like just reinforcing lessons like that, and not being afraid to go back like I did here, going back on 2 triple tack and going back up to 3 to try it again for a little bit, just to really get the accurate comparative results that we're looking for here in testing. But alright, thanks for joining me for these live games. Let's go ahead and move now to our outro. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching all the way to the very end of the video like this. That means a whole lot to me, not just personally, but it's also a great way of supporting the channel as well. If you're interested in supporting the channel in other means, you can of course feel free to comment and or subscribe right here on YouTube. I'm always looking to the comments section. You guys leave some pretty awesome feedback as far as like constructive criticism goes when it comes to deck building, gameplay, channel content, all that stuff. So feel free to leave your opinion down there. I will be sure to take a look at that there. And then subscribing is going to be the best way to get notifications of when these videos drop. That does happen every day, by the way, so if you're looking for daily Master Duel content, you've come to the right place. And there are more places where you can get some daily Master Duel content. If you check out the description below, follow the top link over to my Patreon page. There, for just $5 a month, which is as much as you pay for a booster pack, you'll find a lot more value than a pack full of filler over there. We've got some previews for content upcoming here on the channel. We've got some exclusive games that are only posted over on Patreon over there. We've got some Q&As, and then you can also have your name featured in this lovely credit sequence where I thank all of the people who are helping contribute over there on Patreon. It's a huge support to the channel, and it really means a lot as well. So thank you everyone who is donating that is featured here on screen. And again, you know, it's not just a pure donation, you do get some more daily Master Duel content over there just for being a part of the Patreon. But I think that's about all the time that I have for today's video. Once again, I just want to thank you so very much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. Again, it just means a lot, as I do put a decent amount of work into getting these videos out every single day. But that's about all the time that I've got for now, so without further ado, this is Xlex. I'm signing out, and I hope you have a fantastic day.